Well, hi there, Moose fans. Lone Moose here. Hope everyone's doing okay. It's towards the end of February. I actually wish I was coming to you under better circumstances than what I'm going to do for this video. And I normally don't do videos where I bitch and complain about products or people or organizations, but this is different. Anybody know what this is? It's from USAA. Right now, I am hoping that this video gets circulated far and wide so that any and all active military members, veterans, and their family members will get a chance to see this and find out just how much USAA has gone to hell in the last few years. To me, an organization that was chartered and founded on the mission of taking care of military members, veterans, and their families with their financial needs, insurance needs, and other banking and financial products, they've totally lost their focus. They have absolutely no compassion, no care to do the right thing. So, basically, if you don't know, or you hadn't seen the video, I hit a deer coming home from West Virginia about 10:30 at night on November 2nd up in the Texas Hill Country. And I filed my claim with USAA at that point, and it has been nothing but an absolute cluster from there on. And I'm going to keep referring to this. This is a 3-page letter I just wrote to the board of directors and CEO that'll go in the mail tomorrow. But just to kind of give you some highlights, within 10 days of the accident, USA determined that the truck was a total loss. It was a total loss because the airbags deployed. If you don't know that, here in Texas and in most other states, if the airbags deploy, it's going to be a total loss. And so they went out and there's a company they work with called CCC1. And this is a company that provides appraisals, for settlements to a lot of different insurance companies. Well, the settlement that they came back to me with CCC1 was $30,714.06. Problem with that is I still owed $39,000 on the truck. So I found a evaluator program online, and according to the evaluator for my truck, it should have been about $36,826. Okay, that's a pretty good difference. I actually contacted 2 different attorneys regarding this matter, and both of them told me that CCC1 has quite a history of being sued for, intentionally lowballing settlement evaluations for their clients, and primarily for USAA. So in other words, USAA hires a jackleg company to get out here and lowball it so they can screw us service members, veterans, and our families out of more money. So I got a little testy about that, and got a hold of USAA, and they basically said that in Texas there is a thing called an appraisal clause, where if I disagree with their initial offer, I have to hire an independent appraiser, USAA has to hire an independent appraiser, and the 2 of those come up with a figure. If they can work it out between them, then that would be the settlement amount. If not, it can go to arbitration, or according to one of the lawyers I talked to here in San Antonio, I could initiate a lawsuit for breach of contract. So, November 22nd, still in the same month, 20 days after the accident, I hire an independent appraiser. November 28th, the appraiser sends a formal notice to USAA that I have hired him. December 9th, December 5th and 6th, he told me that he had not yet heard from USAA at all. December 9th, I used the communication center and called in and talked to one of the claims adjusters, who basically told me they didn't have any independent appraisers to work on this. Oh, wait a minute, I think I can find one. So December 14th, my independent appraiser says, hey, I still haven't been contacted by USAA. He was not contacted until the 20th of December. So now we're a month and a half out from the date of the accident. December 28th, he advised me that he had made contact with the appraiser. They had reached a settlement amount of $34,736.38, which is roughly $4,000 more than what their initial offer was. And I told him, great, go ahead and accept it. And I accept that, and send it through. His fee for that was $407.53. That was December 21st. I don't hear anything else at all from USAA for another month. Okay, January 21st. I actually messaged them and said, hey, okay, I've signed the power of attorney and the mileage statement, odometer statement, so that they can take possession of the vehicle and do whatever they're going to do with it. And I sent that to Austin. 23rd of January, I notified him I still have not received the settlement offer, negotiated settlement offer. January 24th, one of their folks, Vanessa, emails me and says that once a settlement had been submitted, I would be notified. Settlement was resolved a month prior to that email. Okay, I had several more communications with Christopher, and on the 24th at 9:21 a.m., he sends me a message asking me if I give my consent for him to accept that offer on my behalf. 9:24 a.m., I send it back to him and say, yes, I do. February 6th, I sent a really pissed off email to USAA wondering what was going on. February 7th, I get a response from Christopher again, informing me that the payment to the lien holder, Bridgecrest, had been processed and is pending approval. I have received nothing from USAA since the 7th of February. We're 3.5 months out since the accident now. Okay? Now what really pisses me off about this is because they are incompetent, their people don't know what the hell they're doing or don't have enough people to do the job, and they're dragging their heels. This is costing me additional interest every month because I'm still paying the interest basically at the year point. So for the month of December, that was $427. January, $441. February, $436. So that was $1,305. Additional interest that I'm paying to Bridgecrest because USAA has not made their payment yet. Okay, 3.5 months out. So my total expenses so far is $1,731. I've lost all faith in USAA completely. Okay, and it's not just me. It's some other family members. I've talked to some other veterans, people that I work with, and they have had hell with USAA over the last few years. Prior to that, USAA has been a great company. I've been with them over 22 years. A good friend of mine, Dan, has been with them over 40 years. Okay? But the last time he filed a claim was like 15 years ago, so he hasn't had any real recent experience. But basically, it's not just in the insurance, it's in the banking too. Okay, my son and his wife had a vehicle totaled that was covered by USAA, and they drug their heels paying them off. And then he got a personal loan. He also got a car loan and had the USAA insurance on that new one. And it was involved in a major criminal incident where they were the victims, and the vehicle still impounded by the police in Colorado Springs. But so, he'd lost his job, and I wanted to make his payments for him. His insurance, personal loan, and car loan. Well, guess what? USAA won't let me. Okay? Even though I'm the sponsor that he got his accounts from, and all of the transactions were within my USAA to his USAA account, because USAA has his account locked and he can't get into it, and he's tried for weeks to months to get that resolved and can't. So USAA wouldn't let me do it. So I talked to somebody on the phone and basically got bullshit answers. So the next day, it was a Friday morning, I go down to USAA's main office here in San Antonio, into the lobby of the bank. And I asked him, I said, you hook me up with someone I can talk to about this and get this resolved. And basically they told me that if I am not on his accounts, I am not allowed to make payments for him, even though it is all, the money is within USAA to USAA and going from me to my son that is, sponsored by me to be a member of USAA. Now what kind of crap is that? Okay, they said, no, what you're going to have to do is go and write personal checks from me to USAA for these and put them in the mail. Okay, I had my checkbook out in the truck. I said, what if I just go out and I get my checkbook and I write the checks right now and hand them off to a teller? Oh, tellers aren't allowed to do that. You can't do that. It has to come through the mail. Okay, this is just total incompetence, people. You guys have no idea what the hell you're doing to your customers. So I did, and it didn't get credited till Wednesday of the following week. You know, this is just an absolute... My wife's car got hit when we had the ice storm here 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the old cable line that was attached to the house, the ice broke that, pulled it out, and the turnbuckle came down and shattered the electric sunroof on her car. She files her claim with USAA. They say, hey, take it to Safelite Auto Glass. They'll hook you up. She contacts Safelite, and Safelite says, we don't do that. And USAA knows we don't do that. Why the heck did they send you to us? So she contacts them back. And so they kind of come up with a figure. Let's see, what was it? It was like $650 or something. You know, and you take the deductible, or about $600. So you take the $250 deductible out, and they were sending a check for $350. So okay, so she got to take it somewhere else because USAA didn't have any place they knew to send her. So she takes it to the Nissan dealership. The bill from the Nissan dealership is roughly, where'd page 3 go here? Ding, 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 $2,500. Okay, minus the $250 deductible, so, you know, about $2,250. And they expect $350 to cover that? She had to make 3 phone calls to get somebody on the line who actually had some common sense and knew what they were doing. And we're still waiting for them to have one of their appraisers, okay, I've already been through that goat rope with the truck, to contact the dealership. Because the dealership says, no, they don't contact USAA. USAA has to contact them, so you get this ping pong ball crap going on. So my rant is that USAA has totally lost focus on its mission. They don't give a crap about us veterans, service members, our family members. All they care about is corporate profits. And I'm laying it out to them. So I warned them 2 weeks ago I was going to be making this video. If I didn't get that settled, I checked my Bridgecrest account this evening. It still has not been credited. And I'm also, here in Texas, if you want to sue someone and the valuation is less than $10,000, you have to go through the JP court, small claims court. So I'm going to be inquiring about that next week, of what I have to do that. And I'm going to go for the whole $1,700. Because if they had done the right thing in the first place and got a decent appraisal in the first place, I wouldn't have had to pay the $407 for an independent appraiser and have this damn thing drag out 3.5 months. So, you know, that's the end of my rant. I'm sorry to do this. I always thought USAA was a stand-up STRAC organization, but they've basically said this to me and to many other veterans and some of my own family members. So I'm done with them. As soon as these 2 things settle, I'm pulling everything I have out of USAA. It's going back to a local credit union here in San Antonio. The only thing I'm leaving with them is my term life insurance policy, because there's no way in hell I can get that kind of rate again now. And it's only for 5 more years. But, you know, this is ridiculous. So my urge to every service member, veteran, and family member who sees this video is I strongly suggest you reconsider continuing to do business with USAA. If this is how they're going to treat some of us, sooner or later, that's how they're going to treat you too. So, this is Lone Moose out. I'll have some more positive videos coming out in the next few days. Take care, everyone.